Stan's first adventure of the summer was a 2-night trip to Grand Isle State Park in late May. I guess that's technically still spring, and the water temperature was hovering in the low 50s. I still went in reluctantly.
Yeah.
A huge highlight was that Emma, Rusty, and Kelly Jean joined us for a night. That means we had music and dancing, and Stan loved it. So did we.
Girl, she'll be waiting there for me. Are you dancing? I can see her smiling face waiting for me at the gate. That little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, that little girl of mine in Tennessee.
Stan's next trip was a short one, practically in our backyard at Little River State Park. The water had warmed up enough to be refreshing, and the swallowtail butterflies were everywhere. We set up a really sweet campsite. You can see my paddleboard in the picture, but it was much too windy to be able to use that. The good thing was we were very close, a close bike ride to the water, so we spent a lot of time down there. And then we enjoyed a sunset, and once again, our fairy lights were a big hit. The next day, Emma and Rusty came over, and she tried her balance bike, and we played. Here's Gramps wearing her hat. We took lots of walks. And later on, Mary and Will made the trip over and took a mountain bike ride with Mark. We finished off the day with a hike of the Hedgehog Brook Trail, which was really nice. And then in the evening, we enjoyed the fire. Of course, we roasted some marshmallows. And then as it began to storm, we brought the fairy lights inside, and Mark proceeded to beat me at cards. It was a great trip. In July, Stan had a very important mission to deliver paddles to the Dragonheart Vermont paddlers competing in the national championships in Sarasota. Lisa Fearing and I took turns driving and stopped to camp and take silly photos along the way. Stan's right front tire picked up a bolt, which caused quite a leak, but Jose from Mavis Tires in Bradenton, Florida, got us right back on the road. And Florida, like most of the U.S., was suffering from a heat wave. So I stayed in my air-conditioned Airbnb, complete with a pool and a family of ducks in the backyard and pineapples growing in the front yard. Stan faithfully delivered Nikki and me every day to Nathan Benderson Park, and all our Dragonheart teams performed spectacularly, earning medals, and the sisters even won a special trophy. Sadly, my flip-flops needed to be tossed away due to extreme stink. And the folks in my house celebrated our last night with ice cream and libations before heading north on the road home. Lisa and I weathered a huge storm in South Carolina by seeking shelter inside a Walmart, and then another storm in Newark before finally returning home as champions. In early August, after all of the Dragon Boat Festival excitement, we took another camping trip close to home, this time to Mount Elmore State Park. Alex, Kelly, Jean, and Emma joined us for part of our stay, and a highlight of this park is a beautiful hike up Mount Elmore to a fire tower with 360-degree views. Now, Rusty and I did the hike twice, and we loved it both times. We also all enjoyed the lake, lots of bubbles and playing at the campsite, and sitting around the campfire, and of course, music. Show me your dancing. Good dancing, Emma. What an exciting day! Stan's license plate had finally arrived. We were so happy to find it in the mailbox, and Mark immediately put it on the back. We needed to take Stan down to East Coast Van Builds for a checkup because the overhead lights were often blowing a fuse or just refusing to work altogether. And we also wanted to have a boost to our cell signal, so we had them install a PepLink router, and they had to put the antenna on the roof. So we're really hoping that on this next trip, we'll have all the service we need. Now Stan is ready for our next adventure. Stay tuned.